Tinubu in serious trouble ahead of the Supreme Court proceeding. What Tinubu plan with the Supreme Court judges have finally come out in audio. You will see everything in this video. You will see how they already map out the Supreme Court ruling and all of that. If they should follow the same pattern, Obi will not see justice, and even ATIKU Abubakar will not even see justice, because the same thing that they did in the tribunal and the same thing that the 5 judges of the tribunal did, how they used them and all of that, Samani and the light of others, that's the same thing that they're doing in Supreme Court now. Tinubu is already arranging with the judges in the Supreme Court. Come and see what is happening. The audio is out. It will shocktalize you. Come and see what they did. Hope that you can share this video. Ensure you share it to different social media platforms. And if you can share it, just do it to like it as you're watching it, so that it will be recommended for us. Hope you can stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across the channel for the very first time, ensure you click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen, and do well to click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. A lot is happening in the political zone, and a lot of Nigerians are not paying attention to this thing. I'm going to open your eyes to a lot of things that is going on in the political zone at the moment. Tinubu is doing a lot at this time. It was some months ago that the tribunal made their ruling, and the ruling that the tribunal made, it shocktalized everybody because it's far away from justice. It was said that in the tribunal, the 5 judges of the tribunal, they provide a lot of justice. They were attacking Peter Obi, which is their petitioner, because I always said I've never seen a situation where judges are attacking their petitioners. But in this very ruling of the tribunal, they attack their petitioners and all of that. They said Peter Obi orchestrated the big boss of all eyes on the judiciary that obedience were posting up and down in Abuja back then before they made their ruling. They said the big boss are bullying to them. That why would Peter Obi do that? And they even mentioned the fact that evidences that Peter Obi brought to the law court to buttress his petition and all of that, they said the evidences are doctor evidences. They said Peter Obi evidences are manipulated by Peter Obi and all of that. And at the end of the day, they justify Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And this tribunal in question, they said Tinubu did not forge certificate from Chicago and all of that. They said the certificate that Tinubu tendered to INEC was authentic until ATIKU went to US, and the US court made their ruling that the Chicago State University should release the academic record of Tinubu to ATIKU Abubakar and to all Nigerians and to the general world. That is when it was discovered that the certificate that Tinubu tendered to INEC to go for the election did not tally with the one that the Chicago State University released and all of that. You can see what is going on. And don't forget, the Nigeria tribunal said that Tinubu did not forge certificate. They justify him in court because the certificate forgery is part of ATIKU's petition and Obi's petition against him. So they threw everything away. But on getting to the US court now, Kasala boss everywhere, fire and shopping and all of that. But the news came in that one of the judges in the Supreme Court, we have 5 judges, 4 of them were men and 1 was female. So the female among them shouted, and he shouted out on media that he did not want the bribery of Tinubu and all of that APC people before they made their ruling. That is that they actually bribe all those judges and all of that. Now the same thing is happening in the Supreme Court level now. I would like guys to share this video. If you can share it, it will be a good favor for us. Share it to different social media platforms, and if you can't share it, just like it as you're watching, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. They are doing the same thing now. Tinubu is already manipulating the Supreme Court ruling and all of that, even without the proceeding being started. The proceeding of the Supreme Court will start on Monday, but manipulations are already ongoing. They have already assigned the 7 judges that will make the ruling in the Supreme Court. If you see the judges that they arrange, it will shocktalize you. You won't be surprised that Tinubu will win the case again in the Supreme Court level. If you see the judges, you will be surprised because the names of these judges are already sparking up a lot of reactions on social media. Don't forget that in the tribunal, when the 5 judges of the tribunal, when they were making their ruling, how they were reading the ruling, a lot of people were suspecting that they are not the one that write out the judgment that they were reading out. And at the end of the day, it was caught that the judgment that they were reading is carrying the inscription Tinubu legal team. That shows that Tinubu legal team, they are the orchestrator of the judgment in the tribunal. And the same thing is happening already, but people are not paying attention to it. I will play you a video now. You will hear everything as is said in the voice note. Stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share it, just share it to different social media platforms. Stay connected. I'll coming back again.
Sorry about the network issues, Maxwell. Can you please come tell us about the Supreme Court and the plans that have been hatched against Monday, please?
All right, thank you very much. I was talking about the possibility of Musa Daju Mohammed being on the 7-man panel that is supposed to hear the appeal on the election petition, which has been brought before the Supreme Court by, Peter Obi and ATIKU Abubakar. Now, what I was trying to say or analyze for the understanding of the general public is that the court has a life of its own, from the period where a case is brought before the court of law till the time that the case is dispensed. The court has a life. And within that life, in the case of an election petition, there is a time frame. And that time frame may be considered as the life of the court. Now, the time frame for the Supreme Court started on the 6th of September when the Court of Appeal delivered judgment in the case. And that time frame or that life is supposed to end somewhere about the 6th of November because they have 60 days to entertain, hear, and determine the matter before it. Now, it will be an abuse on the constitutional provisions, on our laws, on the dispensation of justice to put a person who is going to retire 7 days or about 9 days before the life of the court should end. Now, when you talk about the jurisdiction of a court can have jurisdiction in several instances. One of those instances is regarding the justices that are sitting to hear a case before the court. Now, if a court does not have the jurisdiction as it regards to the number of justices that are supposed to hear the matter, the court is left without jurisdiction. So in that instance, whoever is supposed to sit on the panel is supposed to be able to sit from the start till the end, all of the 7 justices. Meaning that Daju Mohammed is supposed to be able to sit till 6th of November 2023. If he is going to retire, because he will be turning 70, which is the retirement age, on the 26th of October 2023, if he is going to retire before the 6th of November 2023, he has no business being on the panel. Because from the 26th where he's going to retire, the court will no longer have any life of jurisdiction if he is made on the panel. So it is a constitutional crisis we are about to have. That is, if the news we are hearing is true. And for the issues of Justice Ogunwumiju, who we are already hearing that may also be part of the panel, that would be an aberration, that would be an infringement of the tenets of justice, of democracy. One of the principles of justice is that there must be fair hearing. You must hear the other side. That is one aspect of it. Audio authorem patem. And then you need to make sure that whoever is sitting as a judge in the case is not a party to the case or does not have an interest in the case. So it is very important at this point for Gumi to recuse herself, if at all she has been made a part of the panel. Because number one, she has a son in the person of Kehinde Ogunwumiju, who is a party in this suit. Her biological son, who is a lawyer, a senior advocate of Nigeria, who represented the APC at the tribunal level. So even if the lawyer would be part and parcel of the case at the Supreme Court or not, she cannot be on that panel because she already has a familiar relationship with one of the parties. So there is no guarantee of justice. It is very important that I state here also that one of our sons, again, is also a member of the APC. That is two people having relationship, and not just any relationship. We are talking about a consanguine relationship between the party before the court and the justice who will be sitting to hear this matter. So it is actually it will be injustice to have on that panel. And I must state that a justice recusing themselves from a case does not mean that they do not have the capacity to hear the case. it is on the basis of justice that they are doing this, to make sure that every party goes home with the satisfaction that justice has been done. So these two persons cannot be a member of that panel, but I want to believe that this news that we are hearing are unconfirmed, and we've not seen any list, authoritative list yet. But if we see any news that has cannot have on that panel, we cannot have him on the panel. It is very, very important for us to state that. Now, if you read my tweets where I talked about the issue surrounding Justice Musa Datijo, these were also the things I raised there. There are only two reasons that Musa Datijo can be made a part and parcel of the 7-man panel to hear this case. And the second item I talked about here is on the side of the negativity. Now, we are already aware that the FBI and several other security agencies in the United States of America have promised to release criminal records, criminal files on Bola Tinubu. It's unfortunate that we have a president who has a lot of criminal files which are numbering up to 7,000, I'll be 70,000 pages before, I think 7,000 pages before the United States of America. It is actually unfortunate. However, the only reason why they may want to do this is to fast track the process so that before the criminal records are released, that they are able to deliver, judgment on the matter. Because it would be a shame that there are criminal records staring at the general public at the fate, and that there is also, a judgment by the courts that is affirming Bola Tinubu as president in the face of criminal allegations, in the face of forgery, and in the face of a lot of allegations which are of course verifiable and have been proven by documents, I must state categorically. When you look at the positions by Chicago State University and several other documents that are available to the general public. So that we can conclude that this may be a calculated attempt, but on Monday, I don't believe that judgment is coming on Monday. It is not possible because the judge or the justices will need to decide on the motion that is before it. Recall that ATIKU had already filed a motion which it had submitted that it won the court to decide whether they will be adducing fresh evidence or not, and they would need time for them to further their arguments regarding the motion, and of course they would also need time for them to adopt all the documents that have been filed before the court. So a lot of people have made these speculations, but I don't believe that we will be seeing justice or judgment coming from the courts on Monday, because when you look at the applications that have been made, the documents that have been filed, except the court will want to deliver what summary judgment, but I don't see that coming on Monday.
Okay, thank you very much. Our own UC Max, like how you explain these things, make our audience they understand them, and obedience worldwide, make them know say yes, Monday now to hear motion, and from there we will see the plans and the secret nature of our Supreme Court as they never reveal every where they come out there. And the same Monday again, we know say NARRATION they convey within them call World Conference. This is where they want talk about the issue of CSU certificate, and that one far away United States for Chicago. Now in that very one they happen, and our own production team on a feed display the things will be say make on for where they know say the invite they there. They say everybody where there for US made them for pay attention to waiting they happen, but at the same time they call them the news flash for immediate press release. They said the National Democratic Coalition Organization NARRATION USA, in its determination to ensuring quality and sustainable democratic development and growth of the citizenry in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, is organizing a historic World Press Conference inside the Chicago City Hall, the citadel of democracy in the state of Abraham Lincoln. The purpose of this historic press conference is to provide journalists and the international community the opportunity to ask the needed question that will properly investigate and shed more light on the alleged forged certificate from Chicago State University, CSU, by Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said, this is part of a statement signed by the Publicity Secretary of NADECO, Comrade David Adeneka, and made available to news media and journalists today, Thursday, 19th October 2023. The World Press Conference is scheduled to hold on October 23rd, being Monday, 2023 at 9:45 a.m. prompt. Now, Maxwell, coming back to you. Now that we have this World Press Conference that is scheduled to hold the same Monday as the Supreme Court matter is also scheduled the same Monday, at exactly the same timing. Although I think Chicago time is slightly different from Nigeria time, but and with the looming protest that is coming on disqualified Tinubu from all well-meaning Nigeria, how do you think that will affect the hearing of the Supreme Court, and also how the protest that people are planning to do, how it will affect the mindset of the justices that are going to be on this very matter? Because it seems like this is the last straw. If it is not, if justice is not done at the Supreme Court level, it just simply means that that is the last bus stop. So what is your take on this, please?
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kanu. The truth is, this has a lot of bearing on the case that is before the court. It is very important that I state this, and I state it categorically, that everything you see that's happening have a bearing on the decisions of the court. I'll tell you why. On a normal day, in a normal country, not a country like ours where the judiciary has decided to do some path that is not, favorable to justice. In a normal world, the court will not care about what is happening on the outside of the court. In a normal world, its judgment will be based on justice.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear what that legal analyst analyzed everything. He made mention of the fact that Tinubu is already arranging with the judge. There is not my word. You can hear everything that he said in the Family TV here. He said they are already omitting the names of some judges that are supposed to sit for the ruling, and they already putting in the names of no judges. And they said one of the judges is already going to retire few days time. That means that the man is close to 70 years old and is retiring this next month. And mind you, the ruling will last for like 60 days and all of that. The proceeding will last for 60 days. And mind you, this man will retire during the proceeding. And the name is not supposed to be included among the judges that will make the ruling. But we don't really know what APC are intended to do. We don't know why they are imposing the name of this judge that is going to retire soon among the names of the judges that are going to make the ruling and all of that. And the guy also made mention of the fact that one of the judges that they just included her name recently to the 7 judges of the Supreme Court. He said one of the judges have a son in APC lawyer. He said that his son is one of the lawyers that are fighting for Tinubu in APC, under APC, and the mother is now sitting as the judge. What would we be expecting? And this same woman is having a son in APC politics. One of his sons is a chronic APC member and is occupying a reasonable position as far as this country is concerned. So what are we expecting when their mother is one of the judges that is going to make the ruling? That shows that APC Bola Ahmed Tinubu will surely be favored according to the report. This is not my word. Now look at the names of the judges that they included that are going to sit down. It is only 7 judges that can remain the ruling and all of that. Now these are the names of the 7 judges that are going to make the ruling in the Supreme Court. Now the first one is Justice Musa Datijo Muhammad, and the second person is Justice Unwani Musa Abaji. The third person is Justice Lawa Gaba. Now the fourth person is Justice Helen Ogunwumiju, and this is the woman that is alleged that he have a son that is fighting for Tinubu under APC, and the son will come to the law court and make his own prayer on behalf of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the mother will be seated to make the ruling. Where on earth is this working? This alone is supposed to disqualify this justice in this place. Now the 5th justice is Justice I.N. Saulawa. The 6th justice is Justice Tijani Abubakar, and the last judge is Justice Emmanuel Akim. Now, these are the 7 judges that are going to sit down and make the ruling in the Supreme Court. We don't really want what happened in the tribunal to happen again. We don't want the justice to fight their petitioner in this ruling, because this is the last ruling, and it is believed that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. Nigerians are really looking up to these guys to ring out a good justice. They should not provide justice. It should not be like what happened a few days ago in the tribunal and all of that. So what do you guys think with the name of all this justice? Because according to what that legal analyst of Laju TV said in this very video, he said many of the justices are from APC camp. We don't really know how true that is, but if truly it is, which judgment are we expecting? This is not how the system is supposed to work. The judiciary should not have a collaboration with the executive, and likewise the legislature. This is not how things are supposed to be working in this country, because according to report, they omitted the names of some judges and all of that. They removed their name. We don't really know the reason, and they begin to bring in new names. And according to report, the new name is coming from the APC camp, and this is what is happening in Nigeria. What do you guys think? Do you really think Peter Obi will see justice with the name of the judges that has been listed for this ruling and all of that? Do you really think they won't provide justice? Do you really think they will empower the hope of the common man? Because a lot of people are no more believing in the judiciary. Some people, whenever they hear court case like this, they just hiss as if it is nothing, that it is rubbish. That is what is happening in Nigeria. People don't believe in the judicial system of Nigeria again. We are just begging the judiciary, the Supreme Court judges, they should raise the hope of the common man again, so that people will believe so well in the judiciary, because the hope of people have totally lost as far as the judicial system of Nigeria is concerned. We can see what happened in the US during the CSU certificate and all of that. When ATIKU went there and he demanded for the certificate and academic record of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you can see how judiciary works. I'm talking to the judicial judges in the Supreme Court now. You can see how it works. You can see how US make ruling. Please don't let anybody to manipulate you. Don't let Tinubu to manipulate you. Don't let Atiku Abubakar to manipulate you. Don't allow Peter Obi to manipulate you. All we are fighting for is the betterment of Nigeria. We are fighting for a new Nigeria where things will be working well, and all of us will be beneficial of it if truly things work out in Nigeria. So drop a comment in the comment section of this video. So I'm going to get another for you. Ensure you follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and at LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you with the for church. All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.